Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the skincare ingredients and some products that have transformed my skin. This is kind of like a follow-up from my last video where I spoke about the worst skincare tips and advice that I've been given over the years. Most of that came at a time when my skin wasn't great, and I also kind of didn't have the knowledge to really look after my skin properly. But over the years, as I've tried more products, I've got more experience using them, and I've kind of fallen in love with skincare. I've really discovered so many things that work so well for my skin. For me, skincare is more than just kind of looking after my skin. It's in a way looking after myself, because my skincare routine in the morning and in the evening is that time of day when I really look after myself, and it really makes me feel good and it relaxes me and it soothes me. It's my time, so it kind of goes beyond skincare. It's like well-being as well for me. So after the disastrous years in my teens when I kind of tried to treat my skin and abused it often in the process, I kind of found my way playing around with some acids, but I wasn't really educated in using SPF with them. So I think the first time I really got onto the path of really kind of looking after my skin and making it look visibly better was when I learned to cleanse my face properly. Now, I remember when this first happened, I basically had a balm cleanser. This particular one was from the organic pharmacy. I think it's called like carrot butter or something. It is an absolutely glorious face balm. It's very expensive though, but it was and is very, very lovely. And I'd never used a cleanser like that before. And at first it just felt weird that I would be wiping a handful of grease all over my face. But I remember when I first started massaging it into my skin, it just felt incredible. And then when I kind of rinsed the washcloth under the tap and wiped over my face with the warm water, it felt like my shoulders and my body was being massaged. It was just amazing. And from that point, I kind of never looked back in terms of cleansing. After that first cleanse, my skin was literally glowing. It did take a little bit of getting used to kind of have a richer product on my face, but there are different types of cleansers you can use. You don't have to use something as rich as like a balm. You can use like a gel or a milk if you have got more oily or combination skin. But from then on, I never really looked back, and that really did make a difference in my skin because it was always cleansed properly from then on, but without using anything that was stripping or left my skin feeling tight and that kind of upset the natural balance in my skin. The next thing I want to talk about is acids. Acids are great because they give you an immediate boost to your skin. You can notice the difference with an acid straight away. The first ones I started playing around with were glycolic and salicylic, and they're still my favourite. I've used lactic in the past. That was my favourite for a while. I loved the original Sunday Riley Good Genes. But now I really like azelaic acid. I recently did a video on that, and I still like salicylic because it's really good for clearing out the pores. And I also like glycolic as well because it does clear up the skin, I find, but it's also quite good on fine lines. The results from that, the first time that I started using it were, I just remember my skin looked so glowy, so smooth, so bright. And that was when I started to notice that there are products out there that really do make your skin look completely different and so much better. Something else that gave me that instant transformation on my skin was a combination of peptides and hyaluronic acid. If you haven't used those sorts of products on your skin before, the first time you use a serum with these sorts of ingredients in, your skin, well, my skin just completely plumped up. Not just my fine lines, everywhere my skin just plumped up. I remember it was when I used the buffet serum from The Ordinary, and I'd already been using some good skincare. You know, I was using my acids, my moisturizers, my face oils, that kind of thing. So my skin was starting to look really good. But I remember when I used that serum, my skin just really plumped up and it was just amazing and I loved it. So I feel like peptides and hyaluronic acid together are a really good skincare combo. I also like the Clinique dramatically different hydrating jelly with the purple cartridge in. I also did a review on that. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some links in the description box of different videos that I've already done that I think kind of relate to this one. So you can always check, because there might be some other things that you can go on to watch afterwards. But it was the Clinique, dramatically different hydrating jelly with the purple cartridge that's got all different peptides in, with the hyaluronic acid in the jelly, and that's a really nice combo as well, because it does just do a really good job at plumping up the skin. The next one I'm going to talk about is retinol. Retinol's different because I think with that you have to use it for much longer to really kind of see the results in your skin, and they do come. And another thing with retinol is you can sometimes go through the transition period where your skin actually looks worse, where it goes red and flaky, and oh gosh, it can be really difficult to kind of adjust to retinol. But once you get through that stage, or you've been using it for a while, if you've been doing it really gently, then I think that it can make the skin look really lovely and glowy. Then if you've been using it for a really long time, and I'm talking like over 6 months, to a year, you can then start to see a slight improvement with fine lines and wrinkles. I don't find retinol powerful enough to kind of tackle like serious lines. Like I've got lines in my forehead. You can see in my videos I'm always kind of like expressing my face so much, so I've got kind of like lines forming from just having an expressive face, and I don't think that retinol is powerful enough to tackle those. For that kind of thing, I think you really do need to get Botox or fillers. But even still, retinol does definitely, in my experience, have the ability to transform the skin, and it definitely has done with mine. I mentioned in my recent Drunk Elephant follow-up review that retinol has really, it has really changed my skin, kind of like permanently. I'm sure it would maybe reverse if I stopped using it for a period of time, but it's just, there's a certain quality. I kind of described it as like waxy, which sounds terrible, but there's like a certain, I don't know, different vibrancy to my skin, especially when I look closer at it. That has just made such a big difference that I think that it's really, really good. One thing that I've missed out kind of deliberately is vitamin C. That definitely has made a difference on my skin. I think that a lot of people use vitamin C, because it's a great antioxidant, and also because it's good with hyperpigmentation. And that's not really something that I have a problem with. So I'm not necessarily the best candidate for vitamin C, but I still use it all the time, and I really, really like it. I think that the main benefit that I get from vitamin C with continued use is that it makes my skin, it does make it nice and bright, but it makes it nice and firm. And that's the thing that I like about it the most. But when I compare it to the other things, like a really good cleanser, the acid, or even the long-term use of retinol, it kind of comes behind them in terms of how it's transformed my skin. I think that we've all got such different skin. Everyone's got different stories regarding their skin. I think that's why it's really nice to do these videos and chat with you all, because some of you leave different comments below and let me know what's happened with your skin or which products you like, and it's really, really interesting because I feel like everyone's got such a unique approach to the products that they choose based on their own skin. So feel free to let me know which products you think have really made a difference on your skin, which are your favourite skincare actives, and if you've got any suggestions of things that you think that I might like to try, then I always love to hear from you. If you're not subscribed already, please do, and you can also ring the bell if you would like to be notified every time I upload a new video. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one.